Welcome, my name is Nathan McManus, and today is Monday, August 19th, 2024. This interview is being conducted at Gulf Coast at approximately
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. The oral history is a part of the Chamber of Commerce's Leadership's class for 2024 class project, focusing here on the stories of local and multi-generational business. Please state your name and the name of your business and what services do you provide?
My name is Jennifer Britton. Britton's Flooring Options by Carpet One, and we are a full retail flooring store, provide flooring and full installation.
When and how did your business begin?
It began in 1947. My great grandfather moved down from Washington, D.C. with his wife Eleanor, and I think they just loved the area. He opened a furniture store on the island where it was Gulf Breeze Hotel was, and now is currently the post office. Um, and it started as a furniture store and kind of evolved to where we are today over the many generations, or 4 generations.
Okay. All right. Just one little key. Don't try to use the question back in the
Oh,
answer.
sorry.
It's okay. You're doing great. You're
Okay.
doing actually amazing, buddy. I think a lot better than we are. All right.
Let's hold.
Yeah.
So when you say why did the business start, I'll say the business started.
Yeah. So, like, the next question is tell me about your background and how you came to live in Venice. You can say, we came to live in Venice, something like that. So,
You have to think of it as a standalone soundbite, so we won't hear the question.
Oh,
So it has to
okay.
make sense as a
Yeah.
standalone.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, I think.
you. Tell me about your background and how you came to live in Venice.
So, a little bit about my background. My great grandfather moved down in 1947, um, and soon was followed by my grandfather and his brother, my uncle Pete. Um, Both my father and my mother were born in Sarasota, and as was I. I've lived here all my life, aside from a few years up in North Florida. But I moved back down here in 2011 after I had my kids.
Was that okay? With
Yeah.
the noise? Okay. I just
Yeah.
didn't know if it
Let's,
was.
they're walking in, so let's give them another
Okay.
moment.
Do we need to redo that question again?
Maybe, yes, that would be good.
You're like,
Okay.
oh my God, what did I say? I totally forgot.
Sorry.
Ah, it probably won't sound exactly the same, but
That's
same
okay.
information.
That's all right. You're doing really good.
Thank you.
I'm serious. Like, I think 10 times better than I would be. Like, I'd be sweating. Like, I'd be almost passing out.
I wasn't sure. I've just been trying to kind of zone out, not think about it too much,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, you're doing really good. You're doing really good. All right. Tell me about your background and how you came to live in Venice.
So a little bit about my background. Sorry.
Yeah.
A little bit about my background is I was born and raised here after my great grandfather moved down in 1947 with his wife, Eleanor. My grandfather and his brother moved down about a year after him. And my father, his siblings were all born and raised in Venice, as well as my mother. So I've been here my whole life. And I moved away for a few years to North Florida, but after I had my children, I came back to be part of the family again.
Okay. Good. Just real quick, I know sometimes when I would do things like if you screw up on a word, like just stop, pause for like 2 seconds, and then pick up right where you kind of, you know what I'm saying, stumbled on that word. Because during that, you can edit that out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
don't think that you have to, like, oh man, I stumbled on this word. So just,
Okay.
and then pick it up from there. Again, awesome. You're doing really awesome. All right. What is one of your favorite stories from your business?
Goodness. eh, I have to say, when I was younger, and it was my grandfather and
Sorry, before
I'm
you go
sorry.
on. That's
Okay, you're
okay. That's
right.
okay. Sorry.
Ah, okay. One
Okay.
more time.
All right. What is one of your favorite stories from your business?
One of my favorite stories for my business has to be when I was younger, and it was my grandfather and my uncle Pete's furniture store on the bypass. It was they built it in 1987, I believe, and I just remember going to work with my dad and pretending it was my grand mansion because they had all these different rooms set up as displays to showcase the different styles and um, furniture for people to look at. So I would just pretend like it was my castle and watch everyone work while I pretended.
That would be fun.
It
Definitely
was.
stories we
That's
all
my favorite memory. I don't
know.
know.
All right. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. How would you describe yourself as a business leader?
um, we've been here for 40. I'm sorry. I would describe myself as a business leader, as very strong in the community, as we've been here for 77 years. Um, we've been involved starting with my grandfather, going to my father and my uncle, and now me being part of it. We've been involved with the chamber for many years, and even other members of my family are very involved in the community.
Are there any like specific stories of how you or your family's participated, either the
Uh,
community or even after storms, helping neighbors and other businesses, or during holidays?
Yeah.
okay,
Or...
yes. Um, let me just, Loveland is a huge thing. Um, I know they did so much back in the day, and I don't know all the details about.
I mean, you can start it off as, my family's always been very involved in the community, and then maybe something more recent that you're more
Okay, okay,
doesn't have to be several stories, just one to kind of highlight.
okay. My family has been very involved with the community. In the past, they would get turkeys for Thanksgiving and hand those out to the less fortunate. We've been extremely involved with the Loveland Center. My dad was on the board for several years. We participate in the Loveland barbecue, where my father and my brother both make their famous macaroni and cheese. Um, so that's been a big part of how we give back to the community.
Okay. Good. All right. Um, okay. What makes Venice a unique place that your business thrives?
Venice is such a unique place, and I feel like we thrive as a family business because it's always been a very tight knit, warm, welcoming area that people clearly love to visit and move to. I think everyone really appreciates the community feel, the small town feel, even as it's growing larger and larger day after day.
All right. This is a long question. Okay. So, what significant events in Venice? Oh, let me start. Okay. What significant events in Venice history do you remember, and how did those events impact your business?
Give me a second. Oh, the most recent, sorry, what was the,
Yep. So, what significant events in Venice history do you remember, and how did those events affect your business?
the most recent significant event that I can remember is the hurricane we had a couple years ago and how it impacted everyone, most people's lives and home lives. It was very unfortunate, but we were able to help several people rebuild um, by providing flooring, some of which took 1 or 2 years. Uh, a lot of stories we heard over the course of the last couple years about how they were impacted by the hurricane, and it was just a good feeling to know that we were a part of them rebuilding their home lives.
All right. Okay. How has your business contributed to the culture of
I think our business has contributed to the culture of Venice again by just maintaining that family feel, the close knit, tight community feel, and being a part of just the Venice culture as much as we can, and continuing to keep that going again as the community grows and more people come to our hometown.
What are you proudest of?
I'm proudest of my family. It's changed and evolved a lot over the years, but we're still here, and just proud of the decisions that each generation kind of made, uh, and how it's evolved from a furniture store to selling cabinetry, window treatments, um, and then recently, well, 10 years ago, cutting down to just specializing in flooring.
What are the biggest growth opportunities for Venice business life and civic life?
Civic. Sorry, I'm nervous. With civic, like out.
Yeah, so like just any type of, stuff beyond the businesses. So that's kind of what they're looking for. What are the biggest growth opportunities for that business or that civic life? So
That business.
whichever, yeah. So it says for opportunities for Venice business life and civic life.
Okay. The opportunities. Sorry. I think Venice has a lot of great opportunities coming up with all the growth that we've been having as far as businesses growing. Clearly, we want to keep the small town feel, but the more people that are moving to our area gives us more opportunity for growth within our businesses. And they also bring different culture to our hometown as well. So we can grow from their culture and expand, you know, in more of a, I don't want to say globally, but oh,
You,
yeah, hold on. I think the Braves stadium with all the events that they're putting on, just, oh gosh, no, hold on. I
you're
lost
doing good.
it.
You're doing good.
But I don't remember where I stopped doing. The new Welland Park area has really brought a different culture to the area as well. I see younger people moving into our area, which is a great sign, and it's just going to help our community grow even further for our generation to come.
That's good. That's really good.
Sorry.
You did no, you did great. All right. Another long one. Okay. So where do you see your business heading in the next 10 years? And what are the biggest decisions you might have to make? What are some of the big decisions you might have to make? So again, I'll read it one more time. Where do you see your business heading in 10 years? And what are some big decisions you might have?
In the next 10 years, I see my business flourishing. I in the next year, in the next 10 years, I see my business flourishing. This past couple of years, we've been focusing. We had a huge growth spurt because of the storm and because of the COVID. It positively impacted our business, although negative on the outside. And this past year kind of leveled out. But with that being said, I have more time to get more involved with the community, and I just want to to build and grow with residential as well as commercial and builder work, and just continue to expand. Um, the biggest decision I might have to make is when, how much I want to expand, because there's always a good middle ground where you don't want to get too big, but you want to continue to have the means to service your customers properly and maintain that small family atmosphere, which we've always been really proud of.
Okay, so follow-up question that, do you think your business will go back to offering other services other than flooring?
There is a possibility we might offer other services. We are affiliated with Carpet One. It's a large franchise with hundreds of stores, and there are Carpet Ones that they sell mattresses. They're getting more into cabinetry, so it's a one-stop shop, which we did, um, which we were involved with years ago. So there's always a possibility that we will expand and not just sell flooring. Um, we'd like to perhaps get back to that one-stop shop feeling, especially with the big box stores that we do compete with. Um, it might be a big possibility.
Okay. And what territory does your business cover?
Is this an interview question?
Yeah.
Currently, we cover the surround. Sorry. Britton's currently covers all of Venice, Sarasota County. We'll go up to Bradenton. We are doing a dermatology office in Parrish. We will go all the way. We do a lot of work in Boca Grande, um, go down to Port Charlotte, Englewood, Northport, and we're even delivering a cash and carry to Naples tomorrow. So
All right. I don't know if did you find out the answer for when you joined?
I have to look at my phone.
Okay.
I know that's kind of important. Oh, Lord. Dang. No, when I'm trying to think of who else I could ask.
Okay, we can come back to that one.
Okay,
All right.
sorry.
That's okay. All right. How has the chamber impacted your business?
The Chamber's impacted our business in a very positive way. They offer several different workshops, business after fives. We've hosted several business after fives. I was a part of the young professionals several years ago, and we. Hold on. The chamber is a wonderful place for the newcomers to go and be directed to their local businesses. They thrive on supporting the local businesses in the Venice area, which is obviously very important to us. It's a wonderful organization. I go back. My family was extremely close to the former president or chair, John Ryan. So the chamber has always been a huge part of my life growing up, as well as my my dad and his his father as well.
So were you members and then there was a time that you weren't, became members again?
No, we've always been members since we were members, but I don't. I know it's we're one of the oldest members, and I don't.
So maybe mention, I mean, you can mention that you're not sure when your business became members, but it's been several generations and you're one of the oldest members.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I can redo that question, because the question is, when did you join the Chamber of Commerce? Please state the year and how many years. So what we'll do is I'll just say, when did you join the Chamber of Commerce? Um, and then you can go into, we've been one of the longest. So it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
that, okay?
Okay.
All right. You ready? When did you join Venice Chamber of Commerce?
I'm not sure the exact year we joined Venice Chamber of Commerce, but I know that we are one of the longest members of the chamber. I believe my grandfather was involved. I know my dad was heavily involved. Um, we were very close to the former chair of the chamber, and I myself was part of the board of the Venice Young Professionals several years ago, so I was really involved with that.
That was excellent.
Okay,
that was
better
really
than it
good.
was before.
That was really good. No, that was good. All right. Okay. What was the deciding factor that made you join the chamber?
Or to the remain members, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea. It's, kind of do it as I continue in the chamber because of, I mean, you mentioned a couple of those things, but just,
Yeah.
highlight those little things like that.
Okay.
So I'll read the question again the same way, but just, use it as like
The start.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was the deciding factor that made you join the chamber?
I'm still okay. Oh, I don't know what.
So
Maybe,
maybe frame it like, we joined and I continue as a chamber member because of this.
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay.
My family joined the chamber many years ago, and I continue to be a, and I continue to, gosh,
be an active member.
thank you. My family joined the chamber many years ago, and I continue to be an active member to this day because, again, they're just a great support group, and they do a lot of great things for our community, and just
Do you get a lot of referrals from the chamber?
and we also get several referrals from the chamber, so it's a great networking tool for us as well.
That's good. That was really good.
Okay.
All right. We're almost done. Almost there. Okay.
And then we'll start the real interview.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was all this.
This is just a test.
Uh,
Practice round.
All right. How do you? I'm sorry. Let me start. How do you want? How do you want you and your? Okay. How do you want you and your business to be remembered?
I'd like my family business to be remembered for their roots, their I'd like my family business to be remembered for their roots and their strong desire to offer customer service. We want people to remember coming in, and we're not just there to sell flooring, we're there to help people pick out the perfect flooring for them from start to finish, make them feel like they're part of our family as well. Referrals are huge, and word of mouth is one of the biggest promoters for our business. And we just want people to remember us as the place to go for your flooring.
That's good. All right. If you could pass on one piece of, I'm sorry, let me start it. If you could pass on one piece of advice or wisdom to future generations in Venice, what would it?
If I could pass on one bit of advice for future generations in business, it would just be to stay focused and work towards what you know best. Kind of get your strength in one area and then build from there instead of being too scattered. Just stick with what you know best so you can offer the best customer service, the best product that you can so people continue to go back and spread good word.
All right. So is there, how do they normally end it with the, like the other stories, or do you have any other like special stories or anything that you want to relay? Is there any of the questions that you want to maybe, like you're thinking now, like, oh,
I mean, I can't, my, ooh.
okay.
I mean, I don't know which questions I could kind of touch more base on the family history, my uncle who passed, how it all kind of,
So have you or your family done any flooring, anything that's helped Venice grow, whether they're new buildings, new amenities?
I mean, we did the hospital across the street, but I know we've done so many.
But you can tie it into like your business and your family has been part of helping Venice grow, and dive into a story of how you've seen Venice grow and change over the years, and how you guys have been involved in that change and making Venice better.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to think of all the different, like how.
So you were saying about your uncle. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
What was the tie into that? What were you about the tie into that?
Well, just to mention him because once my grandfather retired, and it just was all coming back to me last night. The building that my grandfather and my great uncle built on 41 was just demolished weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So my grandfather built that, retired, and then my dad and my uncle took the business over and then built our current location. He sold his half to my uncle for a few years. My uncle got sick, so he bought it back, and my uncle passed away. I just wanted to kind of just mention.
Okay. So I wonder if I can frame it.
And then my cousins worked there. I don't.
Yeah.
There's just a lot. Not that it has anything to do with the growth of Venice.
Well,
but
no. It's good. So
But it ties into how
Yeah.
Venice is a family community.
that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking of something like, you know, your multi-generational business.
Yeah.
Can you expand on how, your business became multi-generational? So how about that? I'll ask, how did your business become a multi-generational business? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
How did your business become a multi-generational business here?
My family business became multi-generational after my great-grandfather, who founded or started it in 1947, passed away, leaving my grandfather and my great-uncle to carry it on. They moved from the location on the island to what is now the liquor store in front of Publix for a short time. They also had a location in Englewood and Sarasota. My grandfather bought the business from his brother after several years, and then once he retired, it was passed down to my father and my uncle. They built the location we are currently at now in 1992. My cousin, Carrie Britton and Clinton Britton, worked there for many years as sales and installation when my uncle was still involved. And I was in North Florida during that time, but when I moved home, I became involved, um, and that was in 2011. I wasn't sure the length of my involvement, but I'm here and I'm managing the store now. My dad recently retired, so we'll see if it's going to be passed down to another generation. I think it's important, and we have a strong foundation to help Venice grow, and I'd love to see other family members become a part of it someday.
That's good. Yeah, that was really good. Okay. Is there anything else you make sure? Because again, we want this to be about you and your business and how it all ties into your event. So your interview.
I know.
Has the way that your grandfather or your father conducted business changed over the years to now the way that you do business in Venice?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay.
And it could be from the services or the community, or the types of work you guys do, residential.
Right.
So the question I can frame is something like, how has your business changed over the years here in Venice? Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So how has your business changed over the years here?
Our business has gone through many changes over the years in Venice, starting from what I can remember, my grandfather and my uncle at their store on 41. He was a great businessman. He was well known in the community. He, oh geez, he had a knack for just bringing people in, drawing people in, and that was passed down to my dad and my uncle. They did business, they remember, as a handshake. Everything was, yeah, we'll get that done for you and take care of it, and that was that. The last few years, we need more than a handshake. We need the signatures and dot your T's and cross your T. You need to cross your T's and sorry, you can't laugh. Oh Lord, that was the demise of me. Hold on. We can't go by a handshake anymore. You have to dot your T's. I'm just gonna leave that part out.
You gotta dodge,
cross your eyes.
You gotta
Dot your eyes.
You gotta dodge your lowercase j's.
Oh Lord. Okay. Let me just remove that. Okay. So for my dad's generational part, it was more of a handshake. It was less structured, I would say. In 2012, we did merge with a larger company outside of Oklahoma, and it's still a family business, but they're a little bit more cultured and structured, and which is a good thing. He just had a hard time going from the handshakes and the we'll get it done for you to more of the structured feel. But the customer service and just the hometown feel and family feel still remains, and that's what we're most proud of and want to continue sharing with everybody.
And how many employees did your father have and grandfather compared to how many you have now?
More.
You're bigger now, or
they had more employees.
They had more.
The last couple of years, and I don't want to.
So maybe
we've kind of,
ongoing.
It's kind of been like a little shift, but I'm at the point where now I just want to kind of take it in a different level, and kind of go back to see where I can go with it. I'm excited. But
Is there anything you want to highlight about that? Or is it still kind of
um, no, I mean, I can say just something like my dad recently retired. I'm um, we've had a few changes the last couple of years, um, but recently we've redone our showroom. We have a beautiful new showroom. We have a new selling system, which makes it less intimidating to pick out a new flooring. Um, my dad's recently retired, and I am kind of excited to just see where we can go from here and just continue to go up.
okay, good.
I
Yeah.
wasn't exactly, but
No, that's good.
okay.
Yeah. All right. I think anything else or again, I just want to make sure you get all the
Yeah, no, I
everything that
mean,
you want to
I
get in there.
mentioned everyone that I wanted to. Did I mention anything about Loveland? I mean, that was a huge thing for my dad.
You did.
I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when we were talking about um, the business and civic life and stuff like that, you were talking about, no, it was before that. It was the culture of that. How you create the culture. And you talked about the Loveland Center and all that stuff.
And they were in
Yeah.
they do the barbecues.
Yep, the
I didn't
barbecues and
mention that we did all the Loveland students' apartments when they were built a few years ago. Oh, 1961. So I don't know how you can.
well, we can redo the question if you want, or if you're good with your answer,
I
however you want to do it.
I want to say that one kind of came out okay.
I think so too. Yeah,
So
I
I
mean,
don't
not
want
for
to.
having the exact year. I
Right.
think the way you framed it and how you went through it, I thought that was good. Yeah.
Okay. And I want to say it was kind of ironic. I just want to make sure I'm right. Oh, the 20th. Okay. It's just weird. On my way here, my grandfather passed away. It's tomorrow. But today was the last time I saw him, and I had my two kids I just moved down here with, and we went to visit him, and he he wanted to take a picture, and he said, "Don't forget this date, August 19th." And so when I was driving here, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so weird."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
And then he passed away that night, or, that night, making it the 20th. But he said, "Do not forget this date." And I just remembered that. Kind of strange.
All right. So,
Can I ask, moving back to Venice and this area, what were some of your kind of first impressions when you came back? Had it changed? Was it the same? Was it?
It hadn't changed. Okay. Moving back to Venice after being gone for several years, the culture hadn't changed too much. It still felt very much like home. I think the biggest growth has been since I've been back, watching it just grow and evolve every year. Even I see new things when I'm driving down the road, and it's fun to watch. It's bittersweet. Obviously, it's good for growth of our business, but I still hold on to the memories that I had growing up in the small beach town that we all remember. And it's fun to tell stories about that to the people moving down here so they can kind of get a taste of what it once was and what we hope that it continues to be as it grows.
all right. So, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate the time you've spent with us and getting to know you and your business a little bit better. This concludes our